The topic of today's mathematical inquiry is to grasp an understanding of number systems and binary coding in real-world context. Whilst coding does not traditionally have real-world applications outside of ICT, the students will acquire and apply this knowledge to the upcoming skill fate. Students will be answering the inquiry question, how can we represent number systems and use coding at our skill fate? Using the 4D framework, students will be able to represent number systems in different variations, represent numeric numbers using the binary system, encode and decode binary using ICT, and lastly, participate in given stalls at the skill fate and graph this information accurately in the final sequence. For the Year 5 students to achieve their inquiry, the upcoming skill fate acts as a chance to apply otherwise complex mathematics in a real-world situation. This abides by the curriculum link seen in ACARA and is followed extensively throughout to ensure cognitive involvement in the task at hand. To further understand the relevance of this inquiry, it was my goal as a pre-service educator to take an otherwise difficult task, expand on prior knowledge, and create effective real-world strategies and applications that can be applied to further the understanding of my students. This can be unpacked in the discovering phase of the sequence, as this is the first sequence and is primarily a reintroduction to the number systems. Certain skills are checked off by the teacher to ensure the lesson is effective and the activities are completed to an adequate level for a Year 5 student. Students will focus on this lesson by answering the questions, what is a base 5 number system and where have we used it, how can we represent a number system differently, and what is a real-life application for a number system. It is important that the teacher expands on this knowledge and explains to the students where we will be using this knowledge and how at the skill fate. Activity 1 answers the question, what is a base 5 number system and where do we use it? I will instruct the class to open their math books to review number systems. From here, the teacher hands out a base 5 counting worksheet that will be completed by the class, by the teacher first before continuing further if they feel comfortable doing so. Activity 2 answers the question, how can we represent a number system differently? Using the base 5 problem solving sheet, students will use their knowledge of base 5 numbers and the given key to complete the problem solving activity. This may be challenging for most students, so it is encouraged to prompt the students with the first few answers. At the completion of this sequence, it will be explained to the students that we will be using the knowledge learned in the activities today, as well as the following sequences in the upcoming skill fate. We will use today's knowledge of base 5 numbers, which represent 5 different stalls that will be using our rules to collect and graph the money at the fate. Activity 3 does not focus on the mathematics, however aids in providing the first discussion into how the fate will run on the day, and what tins are used for what values. Students will follow the teacher's instructions to label and shade the appropriate tins and be allocated a job that will be dealt at random. Students will be given the opportunity to respond and discuss any inquiries that they have about the lesson or the fate. They will also be given a revision on the board for the 3 key questions and if they believe the lesson was successful, which is written down individually. This will all be recorded in their mathematics books and handed in for the teacher for differentiation. To simplify this, students will only be recording $10 notes in a blue tin with a triangle, $5 notes in a red tin with a circle, $1 coins in a gold tin with a square, and 50-cent coins in a silver tin with a star. This is completed in the final sequence, however applies to the knowledge acquired in the developing phase. This image provides an accurate example of the lesson's success. If a student is capable of completing the 3 activities within the sequence to this standard, the Discover sequence is deemed as successful, and it can be concluded that the students have engaged correctly in the mathematical inquiry. Differentiation takes place in the teacher's involvement, as this is an early task that requires creative thinking and problem solving. The tasks are designed for students to be able to continue the first and second activity on the back of the sheets if they have finished early and wish to challenge themselves. Further differentiation takes place in continuous discussion and revisiting the key skills. In conclusion, although the topic not traditionally useful in everyday tasks, I have found a way that I would attempt to apply this in a real-world situation. It educates the ACARA knowledge and understanding to provide students with critical and creative thinking to develop into better learners. Thank you for listening to my mathematical inquiry.